Hi there. Today we're going to look at LLCER. That's a degree that is supposedly for people who want to study a language very deeply. When I say a language very deeply, it's not, for example, like LER, when they actually study two languages together, and it's kind of an overview compared with LLCER. So basically, when you study LLCER, what you need to know is that you will dig very deep into the language itself, whether you like English, whether you like Spanish, German, Dutch, whatsoever. You're gonna dig really deep in that particular language. So you need to know a couple of things about this. So I'm here to tell you what my expectations were as a student, basically, and what you will need to know being part of that particular degree. So the main thing you guys need to know about this is that it's not about a particular country, it's about so many different countries and cultures mixing with different histories all together. So basically it's not about the UK mainly, it's about how the English language, history, culture, literature has spread out all over the world. So you will study things like American literature, you will as well study American history, you will as well study, you can actually study Australian history with the Commonwealth and other stuff like that, dealing with civilization, because that's the name of the module basically. So guys, there's one thing that's really important to know, is that universities will have the same degree. They will propose you LLCER, but the thing is, it will differ. What's inside the degree will differ from other universities. It will change. So for example, I can study in literature modernism, and you guys will study at the same period, you guys will study post-war, so like postmodernism. You will perhaps study that. It also depends on what the professors are specialised in. So basically it means that if a professor is specialised in postmodernism, it'll be likely that the professor you'll have in literature will deal with that part of literature rather than just modernism. He will talk about it, for example, but not really go inside. Yes, so it really differs from one university to another, but the degree itself remains the same. So guys, briefly about the modules. What you guys mainly have as an LLCER student are basically everything that deals with linguistics, so phonology, grammar, other stuff dealing with oral expression, for example, where the professor will actually look at your accent and how you place the accentation, like the stress, what we call the stress, l'accentuation, what we call the stress. They will look at different things dealing with linguistics. So you will study linguistics, you will study literature, different periods of literature, basically different genres as well of literature. So you can study poetry, you can study drama, you can study novels as well. It's very broad, and you are not only studying British literature, you can study American literature as well. It depends on the semester for most universities. And finally, you will have what we call civilization. Civilization is basically history. So it's like American history, British history, all of that deals with, with political studies, with the history itself as well, and of course the culture, and that is very important to know stuff about that. And of course you will have other stuff as well complementing your degree, so like methodology, translation, and other stuff like that. So what I would advise you guys do in terms of being a student is basically love English. You guys need to love English. You just not have to like English, like, oh, I've got good grades at high school, I got good grades at high school because I like English, so I can do that. Sure, just apply and then see what happens, what's the outcome. But for most people, most of my friends at uni used to be really like, you know, it's a passion. It's almost a passion. For some, it is for me. It is almost for some. And you guys really need to love that to be able to study in a good environment as well. That all deals with the fact that you need to know stuff before. I would recommend actually that you guys need to know stuff before actually going to university once you've applied. So you basically need to know a couple of stuff. You have to know a couple of stuff about literature as well. So like read. That is the priority, basically. Read as much as you can to know stuff, to discover new things as well. Historical stuff, culturally speaking as well. It might be interesting to know stuff, and then you might not be lost in some courses when the professor would be like, oh, by the way, who wrote this? Who wrote that? Or when did the Church of England, when was the Church of England created? And by who? Why? All of those particular facts, historical facts and cultural facts that you guys will know in advance, and that you will not be lost when the professor will be like, yeah, you guys, new stuff coming up right now. So yeah, it's really, really important to know stuff before actually going in there and just kind of be lost sometimes. So I would recommend you guys learn new stuff, read as much as you can. That's the key to me, basically. Oh yeah, and really important, guys, it's not always about teaching. Like people who want to become teachers at high school, people who want to become professors at universities, for example, you can also do journalism. If you want to, you can also travel to another country because you have the level required in English to study in a foreign country, for example. You can do a master's degree, you can still retake an undergraduate degree, an undergrad degree if you want to, but you can also apply for translation schools to become a translator, and that's something that should be advertised as well. So last thing, guys, you will see many people dropping out of university as first year students, so you really need to focus on your studies. Most of the people drop out because actually, more than the half of first year students will actually drop out. It's like any other degree basically, but you need to be aware of that because it is the same everywhere. Most of the people drop out either because they don't like the university system, they don't really like researching on their own, and they prefer being inside a school where teachers are there to provide stuff for them. It happens as well. Or perhaps that people don't really have the level, they see that it's too difficult, or others see that, you know, like, oh yeah, you really have to love English to be in there because you only do that. You are really focused on one language and that's it basically. So yeah, do not focus on that. Just to give you statistics, at my university when I was back in the day when I was a first year student, we were around 400 students at the beginning of the year, and at the end of the year when we all passed the tests for the first year students, we were only 120 around that. About that. So yeah, you guys need to be aware of that also. But please focus on your studies, get interested. That's the key as well to success. Get interested, get to know stuff. Please go to libraries as well, student libraries, that's so important. Do not just do research online. Go onto the university website, research on the library website so that you can find proper books for your proper research and stuff, okay? So basically get interested and read as much as you can. So yeah, that's the That's the key to success, basically, in this particular degree. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been just a brief overview because it depends on universities, obviously, depends on what they propose. But yeah, I hope you guys really see where I was going. Yeah, in terms of this degree, and in terms of the expectations as well. So yeah, do not be lost. Please get interested and get into that as much as you can, and you will succeed, obviously. So if you guys have any comments, drop your comments in the comment section below, and I will literally be happy to help you either in English or in French. I don't mind. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Bye.